Okay, let's have a look at managing compliance. Assessment task 4, project 2, taking action. So this assessment, as you can see, is a two-part assessment. There's a task A and there's a task B, and we'll go through both of those. But this assessment really is focusing on sustainable practices. So sustainable practices that we can use in an early childhood service, but also about teaching children about the natural environment and how we rely on the natural environment, and obviously that links to why it's important to look after it. So we'll start with task A. The first thing you need to do is you need to use your big picture textbook. So you need to use your textbook and follow the reference on here. And you need to read the section that talks about the taking action concept. So you need to read through that and you need to understand that before you start this assessment. So if you haven't done that yet, do it now. Then what you need to do once you've read and understood that is you're actually going to plan an experience for children. So this experience is going to be for preschool children. You don't have an option of changing the age group, so you have to focus it on that age group. The experience that you're going to plan is you're going to teach the children or explore the idea of how the natural environment has a relationship or an interdependence with people and animals. So it's really looking at that relationship between people, plants, animals, or land, or it could be looking at the relationship animals have with plants or people. So it's really focusing on, as it says here, the life cycles and the growth and change. So what we really want you to do is, rather than creating an experience with a really broad, large topic that's difficult for children to understand, let's bring it down to something really small. So you want to come up with a concept of one small little area where you can teach children about the interdependence between a particular animal and people, or a particular land and the animals. So to give you an example, you could talk about farmers and the fact that the farmers are relying on the land and the animals for us then to have produce and for us to be able to survive and to eat. And then you can talk about how those animals are actually relying on humans as well. So you need to be very specific about the area in which you're going to talk about. So then that's actually going to be documented on the Lifestyle Growth and Change template. And although it says your assessor can give it to you, you can go into the Managing Compliance resource folder under all sessions and you will find that it is there for you. I'll just get that up for you now. So the particular template is exactly what you've seen in all the other templates that you've completed on your placement or with other experiences. So you need to be really clear about your goal. What specifically do you want the children to learn about the interdependence between the two areas that you've chosen? The performance indicator, rationale, resources. Again, you need a transition strategy into the experience and a transition activity out of the experience. You also have to describe how you're going to implement it and what role you're going to play. So that's the first part of your assessment, and you have to be very thorough and detailed with that. Now if we go back to the assessment, you'll also see that there's a task B. So the task B is actually referring to sustainable practices that we can use as an educator and we can get children to use as well. So to start with, you've got to read the Blue Bay Sustainability Plan for Administrative Procedures. So that one can also be accessed on here. It's right here, Blue Bay Sustainability Plan. I've got one up earlier and it looks like this. So what you need to do is really have a look. It's got the National Quality Standards, the elements, and then it's got a strategy. So these are all things that educators and children will be doing to make sure that the service is sustainable. So you need to read through that and have a look at how it's written up and the type of information that you've got there. Then your requirement is to have a little bit of a think about energy use, waste management and water use in an early childhood service, and to complete the sustainability plan. So under energy use, what are 3 ways that educators and children can reduce energy at a service? What are 3 ways that we can reduce waste management, and what are 3 ways we can reduce water usage? And I want you to really describe and go into detail in the practice and what the educators and children will be doing. So once you've finished that, and you can find the sustainability plan down here, you're going to submit. So you need to submit 2 templates. You need to submit the lifestyle and growth planning template with the activity on it, and you need to submit the sustainability plan template. So you'll be submitting both of those in here for your trainer to mark and assess. Thanks, guys.